Hey everyone, this is Bellagio, and in today's video I want to talk about pooling and not pooling. Again, it's the same topic, however this time I am presenting you in terms of rules of pooling. And yes, I came up with these rules. I am using my experience from playing this game last year, pool a lot, trying to be competitive, intense player, but at the end I think I have hurt myself too much, especially hurting my bank account. So with that in mind, I came up with these rules to remind myself not to spend too much. Not to spend gems and money too much into this game. I like this game and I want to keep playing it. However, I also want to keep playing with a healthy mentality. Okay, and by doing this, I came up with these rules and I wanted to share them with you guys so that you guys don't fall into the same position I was sometimes last year. And many of us have had issues of this, like can't stop themselves, and at the end they turn out to feel tired of the game and not enjoyable anymore, and so they quit. Anyway, stop any of that and let's talk about what are these rules. So the first rule is never pool for anything that has less than 0.5% probability. And with that, what does it mean by that? So for example, I'm going to use this part 1 of the 11th anniversary, the Saturn and Bond. Let's say in the future, Bandai gives you the two new legends in the banner, and you only care for one of them. You don't care for the other one. In that case, the probability of that part 1, where they introduce both units, both new legends in the same pool, in the same multiples, usually the probability of each of them will be 0.25, and therefore that will fall into first rule. And therefore, I will not pool on part 1. I will just jump into the part that I want that legends. So yeah, we'll jump into, let's say for this case, if we want only Saturn, we will jump into part 2, where the Saturn is introduced with higher probability. Okay? Then the second rule is you never want to pool for dupes. And the reason are that first, if you get the legend, if you got your desired legend, you can absolutely clear the content that Bandai gave out at that time. The only reason that you want dupes is when you're competing with people. You're competing with people to achieve higher ranks. You're playing PvP mode. You want your units to be stronger. You want your unit to have level limit break higher than your opponent. So that is the only reason you want to go for dupes. However, compete with people is a lot of investment. So I wouldn't want you guys to go that route. Just stick with being normal, being balanced players. So you don't want to pull for dupes. Once you got the legend, you go out, you quit, you stop pulling. Okay? Then the third rule is you never want to pull for rare recruits either. This including bannings like this one. Okay? So it's Rumble Pirate Rumble Superfest. The unit is good in Rumble, even though you like PvP, you like to compete with other players, but spending gem pooling on rare recruit is not worth it. Later on, it will come out again together with a banners that they introduce legends. Then you should be pooling at that time. You might not be able to compete at this time because this one just came out, but in the future, there are more chances for you to get this one easily. So I would suggest never pool for any rare recruits. Okay? And therefore, move on to number 4. So you gotta look and you gotta watch how many gems you have, how much money are you willing to spend to buy more gems. Is there any good package in the shop? If you have calculated and analyzed everything, and then you say that, oh, I only can afford 2 multis for this pool, then I would suggest not to pool, even though you like that legends, even though the probability is more than 0.5, but you only have enough gems to do 2 multis or something like that, then I strongly suggest that you keep your gem for your next banner. So don't pull anything if you don't think you can afford more than 3 multis. Why? Because I think there are a high chance that you will not get that legend. You're going to be wasting your gem. Alright? So based on my experience, if your probability is 0.5, you have to do 20 pulls, and then you will have high chance to get that legend. High chance, if I have to put a number, it will probably be like 80%. 80% plus minus 10. You will get that legend within 20 pulls. Keep in mind there's a 10% to 20% that you might not get it. If you have seen several videos about people pulling, you must have seen those people who like spend more than 20 pulls and still didn't get the legends that they want. Okay, so it exists. I said high chance, but there's still a chance that you won't get it. And what about 10 multiples? If I have to give a number, if you do 10 multiples, there's about, I'd say 60% plus minus 10 to get that legend in 10 multiples. Or it could be less. That's just based on my experience on pooling in the past 1 year. And 5 multiples. What about if you can only afford 5 multiples? So 5 multiples, I think there are about 30 plus minus 10% that you could get that legend. And that's why I said if you have 3 multiples, can only afford 3 multiples, and you know, bless yourself, there are less than 30% that you will get the legend that you want in 3 multiples. So that's why I came up with this rule. If I can't afford to do 3 multis on that banner, then I will not pull. Keep my gem for the next banner. Alright, then step 5, not step 5, rules number 5, which I think very good, and I told myself that I thought of it as should I include this or not, but yeah, I think I should, because once people pull in that legend, our emotions are like, wow, okay, let's keep on, we are winning, our luck is at the summit, we should keep pulling. Pause yourself, pause the video and stop the pull. Put down your mobile phone, put down the game, and walk away for a second. And ask yourself, hey, let's go back to rule number 1. What is the probability now that we have already obtained the legends that you want? So if that probability continue to be more than 0.5, that means there are still other legends that you miss and you want. Then okay, go ahead, you can keep pulling. But again, you want to repeat not only rule number 1, but also rule number 2 and number 3 as well. So never pull for dupe, never pull for rare recruits, okay? And if I have to suggest to you, once you have received the most recent legend in that banner, basically the one that bad guys is introducing to you at the time, once you have got them, you kind of want to stop, because other legends, even though you still don't have them, but they're going to come back. They're going to come back in the future. Your gem is more value. It has more value when it's in your pocket, when it is in your account. It means nothing if you spend them. Alright? So, yeah. That would be my 5 rules of pooling. Hopefully these rules will help you, will help reminding you, and then will help saving some of your bank account. Alright, there's an exception. Yes, there is. In the past experience, let's say in this 1 year, there are exception banners like 30 gems for all multiples that came out not too long ago, maybe 2 months ago or something, and everyone goes wild because that banner was really good. They included a lot of good meta units in that banner, and for every multiple cost only 30 gems. That was absolutely crazy. So even though they're not introducing new legends, but it's still worth it to pull because why not? I mean, if you can afford 10 multis on that banner, it's really worth it to get. Once in a blue moon chances. We don't know if Bandai is going to give us this kind of banners again. So yeah, so that's why I made an exception. And if the time comes when this kind of banner is introduced again, I'll make a separate video and let you guys know that, hey, this is exception banners. Okay. Alright. So with that being said, I think I'm done with this video, and hope you guys like this content. And if you guys like this video, please hit that link and subscribe button, and I'll keep creating more content about this in the future. I'll see you next time. Ciao.